Kev G, weather overview. How you doing out there, everybody? Well, this is a really cool graphic off of NOAA that I found, and it shows the seasonal snowfall for 2018, 2019 as it happened, or to the closest approximation anyway. So areas in the orange and the darker colors got 2 feet or more of snow. So you can see the disparity in our area between the coast and just north of the coast and the city that got 2 feet or more of snow in a lot of places. And that's for the season. So that's right around normal in a lot of spots. I guess the further north you go, the higher snowfall total you really have to get in order to get the normal snow. But not a good season near the coast as far as overall snow is concerned. And it's sort of misleading in a way because for a lot of these storms, the snow started and then it would be half snow, half rain. So very depressing. That's not the storm I want to see when it snows around here. I want it to be predominantly snow. That's what I need. I am spoiled rotten when it comes to that. And you can't blame me over the last 15 to 20 years because we have just had a tremendous amount of snow across the tri-state area compared to historical averages. Now, when we look at the flood outlook for this year, for the spring, most of the United States is in some risk of flooding, but the real story is in the upper plains, the northern plains, where major flooding is ongoing, and it is going to continue through April into May. This is not something that's going to go away overnight. This is going to be a terrible problem for these folks in the upper plains. The areas in purple are going to see potentially historic flooding, and it's a very sad situation. A lot of loss of property up there, and so that's going to continue to be a news-making item throughout the next few weeks across the northern tier of states. Now, when we look at the overall pattern for us, it's very quiet. Basically, this is a rehash of the winter pattern that we had, and basically it's carried over into spring in my interpretation because we have a ridge of high pressure dominating the weather in the east, and we have unsettled weather out west. And this is all the way out to next Friday, and we really don't have much in the way of weather trouble until we get to late in the weekend. And even there, I'm a little bit suspicious about how that's all going to play out, and I'll show you why in just a second. But here we are out to next Sunday into Monday. And it looks like that ridge of high pressure really wants to hold on. And if that's the case, systems with any type of appreciable rainfall are going to have trouble making it through the tri-state area without pushing everything off to the north. And here we are all the way out into next Tuesday, April the 2nd, and that ridge of high pressure remains pretty strong. And we start to see some unsettled weather build to our west in the form of troughing, and that might spell some more active weather situations for late in the week next week, but that's all the way out to 8-9 days down the road. Now, when we look at the surface map, here we are for Monday morning, and it's high and dry. This system goes by to the south Monday night into Tuesday, so areas in southern New Jersey and points south, they get into a little bit of rainfall, but it looks like it misses the bulk of the tri-state area, the immediate tri-state area. And then high pressure is in control from Wednesday onward, and in fact, we get into the weekend and high pressure is still in control. So we're all the way out to about Saturday now, and this front is going to have a hard time making it through the area. And it's my feeling right now that a lot of the precipitation sort of straddles the area, but it stays to the north because that ridge of high pressure is pretty strong. It's not going to allow this front to just mosey on through. And, I think a lot of the precipitation sort of stays to the north for the weekend. That's something that could change, but for right now, that's my best guess based on the overall pattern. Now, as we get out to next Monday, it starts to get more active, and this front may come through a secondary front, and that may have a hard time swinging through, but the ridge at that point has broken down somewhat, so we could be in for a little bit more unsettled weather as we get into Monday. But I think the weekend is okay for now, subject to change. But look at these temperatures. Once we get past Wednesday or so, readings at night are really not going to go below freezing. Friday looks like another gem, with highs around 60. Saturday, not too bad as well. Temperatures very similar to Friday. And it's just a nice spring pattern overall. Not too cool. And we'll have to see about how unsettled the weather gets as we go into late this weekend into early next week. But overall, not a bad stretch of weather on the way as we close out March.